In 1981, demonologists Ed and Lorraine Warren document the exorcism of 8-year-old David Glatzel, attended by his family, his sister Debbie, her boyfriend Orrin Johnson, and Father Gordon in the town of Brookfield, Connecticut. During the exorcism, Orrin invites the demon to enter his body instead of David's. Whilst Ed witnesses the demon transport itself from David's body to Orrin's whilst he deteriorates from a heart attack, and is taken to a hospital in a comatose state. The following month, Ed wakes up at the hospital and reveals to Lorraine that he witnessed the demon enter Orrin's body. She sends the police to the kennel and warns them that a tragedy will occur there. Orrin and Debbie return to their apartment located above a kennel where Debbie works. After feeling unwell, Orrin murders his landlord, Bruno Sauls, by stabbing him 22 times under the influence of demonic possession. With the support of the Warrens, his case becomes the first American murder trial to claim demonic possession as a defense, resulting in the beginning of an investigation into David's original possession. The Warrens later discover a satanic curse passed on through a witch's totem, and meet with Kastner, a former priest who previously dealt with the disciples of the Ram cult. He tells them that an occultist had intentionally left the totem, ensuing in the creation of a curse on the Glatzels, causing the possession of David. The Warrens travel to Danvers, Massachusetts, to investigate the death of Katie Lincoln, who was also stabbed 22 times. Detectives had begun a totem at the home of Katie's friend Jessica, who is missing. Lorraine initiates a vision to recreate the murder and explore that Jessica had stabbed Katie under the influence of demonic possession, before jumping to her death off of a cliff, which allows detectives to recover her body. The Warrens travel to the funeral home where her body rests and Lorraine touches the hand of the corpse to help find the location of the occultist. Lorraine, in a vision, travels through a dark tunnel and witnesses the occultist attempting to have Orrin kill himself but stops her just in time. Lorraine is threatened by the occultist and she tells Ed that the connection works both ways. The Warrens return to their house in Connecticut to investigate further. Ed briefly loses consciousness and was later influenced by the occultist into killing Lorraine but was stopped by Drew in time. They later found the totem in their house, which was hidden inside a vase of black roses. But Drew gives a book of Stygian witchcraft he found to Ed, and states that in order for the curse to be lifted, the altar in which the occultist operates must be destroyed. When they realize Katie attended nearby Fairfield University, they begin to assume the occultist is operating in the area. Lorraine returns to Kastner for help, and he reveals that he had raised a daughter named Isla, in violation of the requirement of clerical celibacy in the Catholic Church. He tells Lorraine that during his research, her fascination for the occult grew, later becoming the occultist. Kastner gives Lorraine access to the tunnels where she locates the altar and is then found by the occultist, who then kills him. Ed soon arrives and finds his way into the tunnels through a lock drain hole with a sledgehammer. He is briefly possessed by the demon and attempts to kill Lorraine, but she retells him of the time they first met, reminding him of their love. Ed regains his consciousness and destroys the altar, saving himself, Lorraine and Orrin. The occultist arrives at her broken altar, only to be killed by the demon she had summoned, after failing to complete the curse. Ed places the cup from the altar in their room of artifacts, along with the Varlock painting and the Annabelle doll. Orrin is convicted of manslaughter but ends up serving only 5 years of his sentence, after marrying Debbie while in prison. Ed shows Lorraine a replica of the gazebo in which they first kissed.